It's Wither Like Grass. It's a good title for today. Frederick, thanks for joining. Nance for God, thanks for joining. K Bracing, what's up? How are you? How are you guys? Tara, thanks for joining. How are you guys tonight? John Walker, what's up? How is everything going? Are you guys feeling like you're dying? Then you're right on track. You're right on track. What's the title? It's called Wither Like Grass. Alright, and this is just Holy Spirit, have your way, because I really don't have anything mapped out or what. I gotta pick up on the energy first before I can really get into it. That's why I am having a separate, like the subscriptions. I know what I can feed into that. You know what I mean? Because you can't catch the pearls of swine. It's just it will F you up mentally. Like, you got all these pearls and here you are just throwing them to dogs. They're gonna get trampled and thrown back in your face, or your words will get twisted, things like that. We don't play that game over here. So, but that's why I gotta, test on the energy. But I know that, like, people that are like, I know that my chosen ones that are in here, you understand that people are dedicated to misunderstanding you. That no matter what you try to do, no matter how many times you try to reconcile, it doesn't matter. Chris, I got you, brother. I got you. I don't know what you're going through, but I knew some of you guys needed me tonight. All right, and that's why I'm on here for a minute. I know, and to the ones that take it as arrogance, I'm not talking to you. I'm not for you, because that's not what I'm saying. I know that this chosen walk, when you're isolated and you're getting bullied and people are teaming up against you, and here you're standing alone, it can psychologically make you cave in on yourself. And that's why I'm here to help you not cave in on yourself. You're not doing that. That's what they want. They want you to do that, and they want you to think I'm crazy for telling you. See what I'm saying? So those that have ears, let them hear. Because this ain't for everybody, guys. I don't expect everybody to like it or everybody to join. I don't expect everybody to understand it. I know before I even started this channel or whatever that it was going to be misunderstood by many, and a lot of people are going to be dedicated to misunderstanding me, right? Just because of my outer appearance or whatever they can pick to nitpick, But I've gotten such thick skin, I don't give up to please the masses. This is for my tribe, the select few that are walking this path of you're trying to be righteous, because you know that the prayers of the righteous pierce through and goes all the way to the 12th dimension. That's why it even exists. Like, if you were, say you had a hymen in the building, keep it, because that right there will make you so powerful. Or if you're, vice versa, it'll keep you, you will be mightily powerful. And that's something I just know internally, because of the soul ties you create when you do fornicate. Where did you get those pillows? What pillows? Share a word for me. I seen you in here. I don't know. Let's see. Share a word for you. It's kind of hard to pick up on a name like that. What you are saying is blessings. Thank you, our Dodson. I appreciate that. Well, like, I just sense that a lot of us are to the point where, like, you want to socialize, you want to do things, but you know that you have a line, like a fine line, that if it gets crossed, you could, and then we only are beacons of light. We're not to be getting, like, The narcissist wants you out of your character and pissed off and raging. And listen, the chosen are going to be good at whatever they want to do. If they want to destroy themselves, which is what this world teaches us to do, that's what happens. And that's why, I mean, I mourn for those that were lost in this battle, because they didn't know. We perished for just this little lack of knowledge of who you are and what you're capable of and why you've been rejected from everybody you've ever known. There's reasons behind this stuff, guys. I don't care what your outer appearance looks like. This is your heart. And when people see you, they assume you're this person or this way, and they find out that you're really not. It makes them hate you even more, because they see things in you that maybe they wish they obtained, but they could obtain it if they would drop their pride. Pride tears us all apart. That's what tore us apart from the very beginning. And have I had it? Yeah. I think we've all felt guilty of that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Guys, I look nothing like what I've been through. I'd say I'm about average on, the look scale, but like, I don't look nothing like what I've been through. And I'm not here to talk about what I've been through. I mean, maybe I am. Because listen, the places that I remember this woman, I don't know where I was, and I told this story one other time. I don't know where I was. I was probably in the holding tank in jail or something. And it was probably, I don't know where this woman came from, but she was beautiful, right? And I was at the lowest of the lows. I mean, I just got betrayed by somebody I dearly loved and trusted, right? And it was just the whole thing. I missed my cousin's wedding over this, and it was just, I was at like a really down and low place because of just I wasn't a criminal, guys. It was stupid. The whole thing was stupid. But the person that told where I was, I really trusted. And this female appeared. I don't know if it was an inmate or what. I can't remember, guys. Plus I was an addict too. So I don't know. But it saved my life, whatever it was. It was this gorgeous woman, and she said, I used to be just where you're at. I used to be where you are right now. And I remember thinking, really? You? There's no way you've been here. She's like, oh, I was right where you are. And just hold on, because your better days are going to be coming. And it took a long time, but it finally got there, guys. So I don't care where you're at in this walk. Transformation is real. And when you're in that transformation of the tunnel transformation, it's like you're in a tornado. And you're going to think of all kinds of ways to destroy yourself. And it's almost like, because you want to save everybody. You want everybody to see what you see. But there's a reason that they don't. And the spirits that they idolize and worship that are no gods. Thank you, Red Warrior. The ones that are no gods. We command those same spirits, and I'll show you. I just read this, you guys, and this is stuff that I've always known, but I was afraid to share it, right? Because it sounds a little weird, but but I read it. Okay, let me find the book. Oh man, that's fun. It sounds a little weird. Not really. It's true. And they, if you're getting bullied or picked on right now and people are coming against you, just know that it's because you're doing something right. And they see the light and they don't like it. And you're not fitting their box. You're not putting their God in the box, our God in the box. That's the Pharisees. We don't even care. We don't care about pleasing the masses. This is something new, guys. This is it's not new age, but this is the revelation where the veil is being lifted. You see what I'm saying? Okay, this is the best way I can explain it to you guys. All right, look at zoo animals, right? Think about it. You see the monkeys in there, and they seem fine or whatever. But generations, say they were in there for 10 generations. That first monkey remembered the freedom. They remembered the garden. You see what I'm saying? They remembered before they were held captive. And that's the knowledge I'm trying to bring to you now. But it's hard to break it down into words for you to understand without being who does she think she is, or whatever your cardinal minds could be thinking, because I'm sure it goes through you a lot of times. I've even thought that about myself, rewatching some of my stuff, but it's not that who I think I am, it's who God knew I was. And I wanted to deny it with everything because the world had beat me down so bad. I didn't feel worthy. And that right there was the reason that we're in this thing together. I mean, God, I was a servant, and now I'm a partner. And you get there too, but that's how you get your ranks. You serve, right? Not as a whipping post. You're not serving to be punched around or to be beat down mentally. No, you're serving with good intentions. That's all you gotta do. Is if you have good intentions, you will make it. Spend Christmas in Florida. Maybe I could. Making what is dead undead. Yes, Wes. Thank you. Yes, perfectly said. And other people would think, well, I'm not dead. Spiritually, you might be blinded or deaf or dead. And like, you guys, I had the craziest dream the other night. And it was Friday. It was Friday night. So I guess it was Thursday night. And then end of Friday is when I was telling my daughter about it, right? And I'm about to, this would be your first Christmas alone. It's okay. I experienced that in 2022, and it was sad. I did miss my family, the ones that still don't like me or accept me. But why? You know what I mean? Why are you where they're never gonna accept you if you're coming from like a case like mine? Like where I was an addict, right? I thought that was why they rejected me. They've been rejecting me my whole life. No matter what I did, no matter how I looked, no matter what gifts I brought, no matter what, it didn't matter. They still stuck their nose up at me and made me feel like I was small. And that's not where I'm not to be held small. And I know that now. So now I can flourish within myself. I'm no longer self-destructing because of these schmucks that are family are rejecting me over something that I did 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I have the ability to forgive them, but they don't have the ability to forgive me, then F off. I say it respectfully. And that's the posture you have to have. And that's that thick skin, like the honey badger. I bring that up too a lot. Because the honey badger it's innocent as you gotta be innocent as a dove, but wise as a serpent out here. You can't be letting these people push you around to and fro, because they will. Because of your heart. You have that, and they think you're stupid or naive, or they take your kindness as weakness, or your ability to forgive them 100 times as you're a dumbass. That's what they'll think. And here you're just hoping that maybe if you love them a little bit more or stay a little bit longer, that they're going to finally see your value and see your worth and cling to you like they should. Like they will soon figure out that they should. You know what I mean? Hey, Angie, I love you too. It's because of your calling. Well, like, how was I supposed to know I had a calling? You know what I mean? I didn't know. Who tells you that? Some random person? Yeah. That's who told me. Some random person that didn't even like me told me. And it was I was in a shitty environment too. I wasn't happy. And it was that seed that needed to be planted. It was something that I always known. But nobody else could confirm it for me. It's like I was running around blinded, trying to fit in, trying to like mold this, trying to let the world be the clay potter, but God is the clay potter. And he will take it and he'll mush you down into a one, hard ball again to remold you the way he needs you to be. And that's what, I'm hoping I can help you with here. Let's see, where did I read this at about us controlling these spirits, okay? Because some of you guys get scared when this spiritual warfare comes around. And now listen, always test my spirit too, and you test the words that come out of my mouth. And you be your own thinker. Think for yourself. Don't worry think for yourself. That's all I encourage you to do, okay? Because you always will have your best interest at heart. And this is what I said, let's just consider it being real. Let's consider this calling, right? Being real. And me actually listening to this voice that was in my head that they all said I was schizo or whatever. It was just like the beginning when he was talking to Adam and Eve. And it's the same thing. Atoms, we are made of atoms. And some of us have that evil in us. I have a dark side too. You know what I mean? And it's so deep, you guys. This is some like right now, man, this is a revelation to me as I'm speaking to you guys. All glories goes to God. All praises to God. All right, for this right now, because I wouldn't even be in front of you if it wasn't for Him. I wouldn't even be alive if it wasn't for the attachments that I have here. And that's a whole other topic for another day. That's going to be on my subscriptions. We're going to talk about that on the ones that, and I'm not saying that to make money, guys. I'm saying that to separate the wheat from the tare, right? I'm saying that, like, if you're ready for this in depth, like you don't fear death and you wonder why, maybe that's something I'm going to start doing. That just came to me. I need to write that down because I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to this, and that's escaping the fear of death. This is going to have to happen if you want to get to heaven, okay? And I know that it sounds crazy to some people, but it just all depends on where you're at, guys. This ain't no sprint, it's a marathon. We're all going to get there one day at a time. You know, and if you do find yourself in that, like, mentality, maybe check your heart, you know, because I have to check my heart a lot. And let God chastise me a lot for things that I feel or my intentions or reason, like my reasoning behind doing something. Just, I have to constantly keep myself in check because I was raised by the beast too. That's the school systems. That's the government. That's the whole system. That's the beast. And it's a miracle that there are the few that went against the grain. Not only did you go against the grain your whole life, but you've been persecuted for it. And you stand alone. And here you're getting weary? To the point of, you know, no. I'm not going to let that happen to you. I got you guys. Alright, so I'm going to write this down real quick. Of course, my pen don't want to work. This is my old faithful. Old faithful work. I don't know how many of you guys have had near-death experiences, right? I've had multiple. A lot. More than normal, I'm sure. But this one particular time, I remember I was giving birth to my daughter, right? And I seen the light that I know that what I'm feeling here. I remember this light, and it was like a door. I could have went through it, but it was a decision, and I didn't go because of my daughter. I wanted to. First, my eyesight went out because okay, first of all, let's give a disclaimer that this is for entertainment purposes only, okay? And whatever. I don't care. I'm just tired of getting banned off here, okay? But I seen this light, and as I was leaking a lot, I seen the light, and it was like a door. And if I would have just walked through that door, I'm not sure what would have happened. I mean, we don't know. But it was a choice. It was a choice. I had to stay. I had to stay for her because I was happy to see that light. It was like I'd been waiting on it my whole life. But the love for my child, you know, I didn't want to leave her out here swinging a battle axe by herself, because that's how I was raised, you know, and by a bunch of serpents, but a pit of vipers. And am I saying I don't honor my parents, my family? No, I honor my elders, but it is what it is. They are who they are, and I love them. But I know, what does a snake do? A snake will bite your ass, right? So put them in the snake box. But don't persecute them for it. Just, you know, honorably, you're a snake. I know you are, you know, mom or dad, and you're not biting me no more because I know what you are. That don't mean I'm gonna reject myself or turn my back on what I know is right? No matter what. No matter if you've ever been taught a moral in your life. Internally, you know what's right and what's wrong. And I'm picking up on something that right now. I don't want to be all over the place, but I'm picking up on somebody's energy in here. You are, I'm trying to say this in a way that you won't reject what I'm saying. It almost breaks my heart to even say it. There's other ways to make a living than to make yourself an idol, your body, as far as the way the internet is nowadays, right? The internet it's a weird space, and that's why, like, some of you guys that have been promised exposure and you haven't seen it yet, and you're just waiting, it's because your heart has to be ready, because it gets grimy. You know what I mean? You're talking about the internet. Anybody could land in here, right? Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Keep going, and you will. Okay, Rod Dotson. Thank you for all the compliments and stuff. I had 35 years apart. What, children? Thank you, Nana. I appreciate it. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I do not fear death. My family thinks it's crazy. Angela, have you ever asked yourself why? I know I've asked God why. I didn't. You know, and like, there was moments that I was so reckless as a young kid that it wasn't normal. It wasn't what most would consider a normal upbringing or activities to do, but I didn't have no parental guidance or nobody to say don't do that. It was just whatever I could come up with, and I would do the most craziest reckless things. Like, I knew it was weird. I don't know, like, I just knew that I wasn't gonna die till my time, right? And the whole light thing I'm talking about, it's like I don't know if you die physically, like here, I don't know, or if you're able to, like, see through to different dimensions all at once. I'm still learning too, guys. You know what I mean? But that's what my hunch is, that this light, that it kept saying, keep your eyes on me, because I wanted to see. I kept looking at what the surgery that was going on, and it was horrible. It was enough to traumatize the lady that was with me. She was traumatized by what had happened, and I'm just like, I was unfazed, you know, like, I was just like, oh my God, like, screaming. That's all I had was God, and that's what I was praying to. But that light, it was a choice to go through that light, to that light, or to stay, and I chose to stay, and it went away, and it went black. And I didn't remember nothing until I woke back up, right? Like 6 hours later. And that was after my baby was gone. I didn't know where she was at. I didn't know if she was alive, nothing. Because it was horrible. It was a horror story. The whole thing went down, and how I didn't have nobody on my team there. Nobody was pro-life Caitlin. In fact, they were all like, we're going to experiment on this individual and see how much pain tolerance and this and that. Like, I was in labor for 2 days without any epidural, and it was just wild. The pain that I do have extreme levels of pain tolerance, and I never knew that. Well, the more I get older, the more I'm like, wow, you know, I hit myself in the head with a real sharp knife a couple nights ago, and I didn't feel it. I thought, oh, like, I felt it hit, but I didn't think it, like, sliced or anything like that. And so I went on about my business, and blood was dripping down my face. And I was like, oh my God, I got a big gash on my head. I don't know if you guys can see it right here, but a big old gash on my head, and I didn't even know it. But the knife was sharp, but still, it's weird. But this no fear of death thing is something that you need to look into if you don't have that fear, because it is strange to other people. That's the ultimate fear that people are taught, is that fear of death, right? Or what is after death. A lot of it has to do with your consciousness and what you can perceive now, and what good deeds you can do. You don't want, because whether you know it or not, your subconscious, God knows your intentions and your thoughts. The devil only hears what you say. He only knows what you say. That's why a lot of us have to move in silence. But this whole thing without you not having that fear of death, it's because you're already immortal. But your spirit knows that. That's why. But it's hard for your cardinal mind, which is just Angela's mind. That's just you and your body, versus Angela's spirit. and the knowing and the colliding of the two. It's hell. It can be hell. If you feel like you're dying, like I said, you're right on track. Because you'll get past it, I promise. I know you will, because I've been there. And I got past it. Besides, I didn't have me to talk to. So, that's, why I'm here. To help you. So, maybe you can help somebody else. Because we're creatures of habit. And we're creatures of, we want affection. We want connection. And in today's world, there's no genuine love anymore. Like, say, faithful. To be faithful. There's never that ideal of somebody really legitimately being faithful. I'm faithful to myself. That's it. I don't care to be faithful to anybody else. If they don't believe me, I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm faithful to myself first. And that took a while. That took some time. It took some maturing for me to be loyal to myself. But I went like 3 years straight. And that was just due to trauma and just the things I went through with my daughter's father, right? So I didn't know it was really God having me in the lab, in the incubator. I didn't know that's what it was. But I just didn't want anything to do with anybody, especially as far as like connection wise, or to touch me, or to even look at me with lust or anything like that. It was just, don't you dare that you're not going to do that. But now I don't, it comes with the territory. But when I was still hurt from all that, I went 3 years. And I think what that did was get that, I don't want to say Kundalini awakening, because I don't want to freak some of you guys out, but basically that's what it is. And that's what Christ taught. And it's all the same thing, guys. I'm just going to say it out as it is, okay? It's all basically the same thing, and a lot of people are saying bad stuff about Jesus and everything else. Listen, if you want to believe it, you can. But the reason I talk about him specifically is because of his teachings and what has been laid before me, and me being able to really understand it, interpret it with my inner child, with that sounds right. To love your neighbor like you love yourself. A lot of people hate themselves, therefore they're not going to be good neighbors. You see what I'm saying? So regardless of whatever because I've seen some stuff recently that has just been mind-blowing, and of course I have an open mind to it, right? But I don't worship him. I don't worship him. He even was pointing to the Father. I mean, that's just the way it is. And the motherboard, whatever you want to call it, it's universe. It doesn't, omnipresent, Elohim, Jehovah Jireh. He has many names, right? It's the one source. Just bam. That's where think about your brain, the way it fires neurons. Hopefully my live can have good connection in here. But all the neurons that fire off in your brain, right? Hopefully it's good now. The neurons that fire in your brain, you gotta think how it branches off into other little things, right? Well, that's kind of like God. You know how he said the kingdom of heaven was within? You got the atoms in there and all that other stuff. And why Jesus' blood? What's up with that? It's the 7th genome that we need to get back right, because when the first human or Homo sapien, whatever you want to call it, was invented, there was another bloodline that wasn't manufactured from the Most High, right? And that's the bloodline of Cain. And that's that jealousy and all that other stuff. But it depends on how you're raised and who you're around and who your parent was. Whoever was meeting your needs as a child, that's going to be a lot who you become like, because it's in our instincts to want to be. We have to be accepted by our tribe, or we won't make it. We're the most helpless mammals on earth. For the first year, we can't just do nothing but lay there. You know what I mean? We have to depend on that tribe, or we won't make it. But so as you're being rejected by all of them, it's like a little mechanism that the beast has built to make you reject yourself, like an abused child, they will turn on their own self before they will blame the perpetrator, the one abusing them, because they don't know any better. They don't know any better, you guys. And it's like, God, it makes me want to cry, and I do cry, and I do intercede, and being able to see, it's like I'm trying to get it all in sync with my heart, because my heart feels, and it sometimes I feel like it's either one big eyeball opening up or it's burning. I don't know here lately, but where was this at that I've just read? That we command the spirits too. It was crazy. I just opened it and was like, wow. Because like I've been feeling it, but I didn't, I didn't know if I was. You always got to test yourself too, and what's coming in your ear, You got to test your eye gates and whatever's coming in through your ear gates, because we're like little radios, guys. We just like a little radio. You're made up of electrons, copper, iron, all that stuff. Little radios, and that you got to get on the channel of God, and then you'll come over. You will triumph over every. You will triumph over every fear you've ever been taught, over every trauma you've ever known to face that you've survived. You will not give a shit about what other people think about you, and that's freedom, because they're still lost in the system. They'll think they're trying to protect you, keeping you small. How dare you try to do better than me? Any normal, good parent would want their child to do better than them, would do whatever it took to see their child do better than them. In my opinion, I mean, unless I'm just a nut job, let's keep our kids smaller than us. No, I want mine to be greater than me. And she even asked me, Mom, why would you want me to be better than you? I said, because you're my daughter. That's what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to be better than your mom, than me. Yeah, of course, everybody can give me a little credit because I birthed you, but you know what I'm saying, right? And I raised her, but I want her to be better than me, and I tell her all the time, be better than me, because I heard her cuss, and I know, and I can't sit there and get mad at her, because I know she learned it from me, and especially the way she said it. And I said, now don't. I said, be better than me, and that's when she went into, why do you want me to be better than you? And my daughter's taught me so much about myself that I didn't even know, and it's just, I'm glad that I stuck around with that light. Right? I didn't know what that white light was at that time. I just knew it was a choice. I got to stay or not go into that light. But now my understanding has broadened. That light was, I could have walked through that sucker and I'd have been out of this realm from my understanding of it. And that's what I've longed for my whole life. Not in like a toxic way, and just like a longing. Like I don't belong here. Like I need, like there's home and it's not here. But that's where you gotta really come into yourself and make home wherever your head is, wherever you are. That way you don't ever feel like you're homeless or you don't have a home again. Wherever you are, that is your home. You are your own home. And like, you guys, this little thing right here, I don't know what it is. It's I don't know if it's scriptures. I don't know what kind it is. I have no idea. But the way I got it was weird. And just, okay, here we go. The teachings, the life and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, alright? But it's different. It's not like nothing I've ever read in the Bible, right? But it was saying stuff that was hitting me so, like, confirming what was within me so bad, it was making me cry. And that's just, that comes with the territory too. But where is it? It was talking about how a prophet's not honored in their own hometown, and it's because those people don't see, okay? And if they, I don't know why, guys, I wish they could see, but a lot of you guys are prophets and healers and don't even know it. Who's going to tell you that? Everybody that's throwing your past up in your face as if you're that person? You're not that person anymore. I don't care if you just participated in it yesterday. You're not that person anymore. You know what I mean? We're constantly evolving. Don't stay around these people that want to keep tell you who you are. You know who you are. And if you don't, you need to know who you are. Because I had somebody do that to me recently. They tried to cut me down and knock me down a peg. And I went to get all puffed up, and defend myself. And I just was like, you know what? You're right. Whatever you want to think, you're right. And just get the fuck out of my face. That's how relevant this conversation is. I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. And that's just the way. And it felt good. I was like, yeah, that's right, Caitlin. Yeah, you don't have nothing to prove. Spiritual blindness, okay? When Jesus heard that they had forced the man to leave, he found him and asked him, do you believe in the Son of Man? The man said, tell me who he is, sir, so I can believe in him. Jesus said to him, you have already seen him. The Son of Man is the one talking with you now. The man answered, yes, I believe, Lord. Then he bowed and worshiped Jesus. Jesus said, I came into this world so the world could be judged. I came so that people who are blind could see, and I came so that people who think they would become blind. Some of the Pharisees were near Jesus. They heard him saying this. They asked, what are you saying we are blind to? Jesus said, if you were really blind, you would not be guilty of sin. But you say that you see, so you are still guilty. So, okay, if I break that down, there is no right, there is no wrong. And I've been told that too with what I'm hearing, right? And I've heard there's no why, there is no how, because I was on that note. Well, how are you gonna do this, God? How are you gonna do that, God? And I heard there is no why, there is no how, there is just now. Shut your thoughts off and be present with me in this moment. And when I was like, kind of late. I was like, okay, because it was like so easy, but it was hard, right? And I calmed down for a second. Instead of wondering why or how or this or that, I was present, and I looked around and I seen how beautiful it was and how lucky I truly am to be on this soil, and all the bloodshed that's been shed here on this soil, and just how we're lucky to even be still standing as a nation, because it's been built on bloodshed. Period. But in that time was bliss. That was paradise. That's where we got to get to, within the pinnacle of our mind. Within where we're always present. We're not holding guilt. We're not counting our wrongs. What is love? Love is patient. Love is kind. It don't keep a record of wrongs. That's true unconditional love. And that's what you need to have within yourself. That way you can beacon that into other people. Even ones that you don't want to. Even ones that don't deserve it. Even ones that you've given multiple times to. You do what God wants you to do. If that's what you chose. You know what I mean? If you chose His will, then that's what I would recommend you do. You do whatever the hell you want. But me personally, that's what I've already made the deal. So that's what it is. And so I have questioned this to the point of, what if I was making a deal with the devil? What if Jesus is the devil? What if, because of how much suffering I've went through, right? You have to get good at suffering before you can see the true transformation, that full rebirth of what you are becoming and what you will come if you stay the course. Does this mean you have to be perfect? And you do no, but you do have to have a 30-day period where you are not fornicating, and where if you got to start fasting, you got to at least do it once. That way your body can reset itself, and I'm not sure why, or I'm not sure the gist of it. I'm going just by the Spirit, right? It's something that you don't have to, but you do have to do it for a certain amount of time, away from all sin, or what you would consider sin. Smoking cigarettes, I don't think that's a sin. I mean, to your temple, it could be, yeah, it's damaging it, but it's not. The church, the way the church will condemn you for that stuff, that don't make no sense. You know what I mean? You're not hurting nobody besides yourself, but that's another thing we got to graduate from, is hurting ourselves through what we were raised around. I still smoke, and I've quit. It's just, it comes with whatever emotions are going on. But the more I get control of my emotions, the more I can control whether or not I need a cigarette. Like, I was crying so heavy the other day. I was sobbing so uncontrollably. I started to freak out, thinking I wasn't going to stop. And I had my kid getting ready to get, come home. And I was just I didn't want her seeing me like that. And so, I lit up a cigarette and I sat there and I stopped. I put a pacifier in my mouth over that scab, over that wound, over whatever I was bawling over. And I don't think that's good. I think it's important to really let that pain fill the atmosphere where you're at. Let that pain of everything you've ever been mad about, everything you've ever blamed yourself for, everything you've ever been guilty of. I don't know who you are, nothing about you, but within, that shit will keep you falling from grace over and over again within your own mind. Say you have regret. I think every parent has some one point or phase in their parenting. They don't come with instructions, guys, where we have a moment of regret or we shouldn't have did that, right? Or like me, emotional intelligence it's so important to have. But it's like we lack seeing that, right? People are moved off of emotions really easy, and that's how they control the masses. The powers that are used to being. They're used to being, because it's not. Hello. Get out of my way. Not today, Satan. That's the way we gotta be, guys. Those you guys that are used to being meek, and yeah, of course, meek shall inherit the earth, but there has to come a time where you have to tell these individuals, show them who's boss. And that's when you speak with whatever you gotta speak, the Psalms or whatever the Spirit leads you to speak. Some of you guys don't even realize the power of your mind, let alone your own voice. It is in your voice. Everything you could ever think of is in your voice, and your words, and your intentions behind your words. Where's that one at? God help me. They persecuted him too. But there was something so profound that I read in here. It made me cry, because that's how I felt. I have felt this my whole life. And it was, I kind of remember, I'm paraphrasing it, but and it's just off this little book, guys. It said, and it was Christ, and I don't know if he was talking to himself or who he was talking to, but to me it was in his mind. He was thinking that the fox has a ground, and the whole, fox has a home, the bird has a nest, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay. And he wanted to just be unalived or whatever. And I really understood what he meant with that, because of how many people are homeless, how many people, you know what I mean? How many of us don't have that? A lot. What are we supposed to go build a nest and be comfortable with it? Not with the way this society is, not the way we were raised. I mean, some of us can adapt, but a lot can't. And I hope this is making sense. Here's one. It says, following Jesus may bring you trouble. Like I said, I didn't know what was going on, because I thought maybe because we don't know what's real in a world so corrupt, right? I'm not clinging to nothing as though it's my life. I'm going to keep an open mind and really figure this stuff out, but I will stay true with what I've agreed to. You see what I'm saying? As far as me being alone in the closet with this thing that I'm talking about. I don't care if it's bad or not. It's what I agreed to, and it's what brought me out of my own pile of shit. So I'm sticking with it. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it was. But here's something. I haven't even read it. Jesus continued speaking. I came to bring fire to the world. I wish it were already burning. This is a good little book. There is a kind of baptism that I must suffer through. I feel very troubled until it is finished. Do you think I came to give peace to the world? No, I came to divide the world. From now on, a family of 5 will be divided. 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. A father and son will be divided. The son will turn against his father. The father will turn against the son. A mother and her daughter will be divided. The daughter will turn against her mother. The mother will turn against her daughter. That's what happened with me and my mom, right? Mother-in-law and her daughter-in-law will be divided. The daughter-in-law will turn against her mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law will turn against her daughter-in-law. That's where following Jesus may bring you trouble, because of that spirit. You're not going to be able, you're not going to be able to, you're going to feel it. Your gifts are going to be enhanced to the point where you won't be able to stand it if somebody is being a douche nozzle. You know what I mean? Or just evil. You will know. And this is something that I've been talking about out loud, is the change of your heart. People need a change of heart like never before, you guys. Like, attacking innocent people just because of the way they look. That is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life. I've never done that. I love you, Angie. Robbie, your husband? Or your ex-husband? I'm sorry about that, Angie. I'll keep you in your prayers. You've been going through it, I know. I mean, with your grandma and stuff. I know, Angie. Me and her met in a good place. You know, you being the leader, like, of that prayer group, I remember thinking, if somebody like her isn't ashamed or embarrassed, you know, I remember always just thinking you were just the greatest for that. Because I didn't know. I wouldn't have been able to do that. You know what I mean? I guess, is it glitching? I gotta go anyways, you guys. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I do appreciate each and every one of you guys that enjoyed this time with me. I hope I made sense, and I hope I gave clarity to somebody. Hold on. That's what I felt earlier, was somebody just needed to it's okay you're alone right now. God needs you alone right now for a certain period so He can teach you things that are unsearchable. You're not going to be able to know certain things around anybody. It don't matter who it is. There has to be a point where you're alone, and it can get, when you get bored or, you know, just lonely or whatever, your flesh can get in the way of that. Especially like if you're like a woman getting ready to hit her menopause phase, your flesh can get in the way of that. It's okay that you're alone right now. God needs you to be alone. That way the Spirit can mentor to you through anything. Songs, TV shows, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be just with the scriptures, guys. Certain scriptures are already on your heart. And that's when the fullness, the full circle of it all will come perfectly, fall together when you least expect it. And so will everything else you've been promised. Alright? You're not done till God says you're done. And I hope you receive that with the compassion that I'm trying to say it with. Because I've been there. The war is here in our minds, guys. And it is no joke being in that war zone by yourself. Especially when you got other people coming up against you for no reason. Fuck them people. You know what I'm saying? You matter. You're by yourself. And if other people are targeting you while you're alone, that shows you that you're a whole powerhouse. And they know it. It's important that you see it too. That's why God needs you alone. That's why some people might be rejecting you right now. Or people might not find you attractive. You think that. You think they're not finding you attractive. No, it's something else beyond your own eyes that's going on. And it's probably just like a aura of godliness around you that people are afraid to come near. Because they feel it. They know. And that's why they turn their nose up at you and want to make you feel like an outcast. Damn right I'm an outcast. Thank you, Lord. I don't want to be nothing like them kind of people. You know, they're just have unrighteous everything, jealousy over people, judgment. It just don't make sense. That never did make sense. Like, that downgrading a homeless person, or, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell makes you so great? Nothing. What have they done to make them to make their opinion matter? Nothing. Nothing. So quit counting other people's opinions and letting it value you. Gosh, man, And I want to go into something else too, but I'm not going to, you guys. I don't have the energy for it right now. But like I said, it's hard for me to make them in-depth messages for the people that have been subscribing, because I'm not supposed to. There's certain things that I can say and that I can't. I do. Thank you. You want me to share a word for you? I don't know. You must have a good energy too, because I'm not picking up on bad energy. You know, maybe hurt energy. I don't know if that's you or not, but I did pick up on a lot of hurt energy earlier for my people, is what I call you guys. You know, I love teaching you guys. It's my purpose. It's what I'm here for. Literally, that's why I'm here. Is to teach in a way that you can be a teacher too. I was a student way before I was a teacher, you know? And lead by example. That's like, you wouldn't believe the impact little old you can have on the environment around you, just by you being the one to do something different and not following the group. Like, say you live in the projects, right? Or like a crappy neighborhood. Like I have. I went around picking up the garbage, whether it was mine or not, because I didn't want to look at garbage all day. And like a week or two later, I seen another girl doing it. And I'm like, see? Good job, guys. We're getting there. It's not about, that's not mine, I'm not picking it up. It's about, this is our Mother Earth, and I don't care if I'm living in Section 8 or not. I don't want to look at y'all's filth. So I'll go around and pick it up every day if I have, you know. But me doing that, it was like a chain reaction. Who knows? By the time I got out of there, it was clean. And I didn't take pride in that. It made me feel good for doing it, for having the heart to do it, because it wasn't my mess. You know what I mean? It wasn't my nasty ass garbage. But it was showing people that, hey, this is not okay. This is, you know, this isn't what we do. We don't throw our plastic around and all that other stuff. It's not good for for our own eyesight. That's why I've been telling you guys to declutter. Get rid of some of your shit. Like, if you got clothes that you haven't wore, and like, say you got a summer, like me, I have my summer stuff, my winter stuff, you know, whatever. And if I have a shirt that I think I'm gonna magically wear one day that I haven't worn in 10 years, it needs to go in the donation pile. And that is allowing you to receive more. Make room for more. Make room for that spouse that you want, instead of having a bunch of stuff on the bed, a bunch of unfolded clothes or whatever. Get ready for that person. You know what I mean? Be as though it were. Write your vision down and make it plain. And ask your creator, your manufacturer, the one that created you. You want a different heart, you want a different nose, you want a different this or that. Ask your manufacturer. The one that created you, not the freaking plastic surgeon. Some of you guys don't, I hope that made sense to somebody. I know it had to, and if not, oh well. It made sense to me. But, alright, you guys, I got me a new meter today, and I'm about to go try it out, with my, thanks, I'm glad you, so yeah, I got me a new meter, and I'm all excited about it, yeah, because that's what I do. I like to troubleshoot. I'm like a master at it. And you know, that's another thing people could say, I do this or that for money, and it's like, you know what, I don't care what you think. I do, you know what I mean? I know what I do, and I'm good at it, and that's why you gotta find something you're good at, guys. It don't matter about the money you make. That helps, obviously, but find something that you're good at, that you like to do, that is easy for you to learn, and then start from there. Rome wasn't built in one day, dude. You can't expect to be, you're in your mid-20s and you feel like a bum because you don't have it all figured out and you don't have a mansion on a hill. None of your elders had none of that neither. You know what I mean? You have to start from somewhere, and you need to do it. First of all, find something legal to do, guys. I don't know whose energy I'm picking up on. Find something legal that you're good at, okay? And go from there, because a chosen can't have 9 to 5s. And not you just can't, because you know more. There's something deep within you that you know, and it's called that manifestation that Christ talks about all the time. And that's why you need to find something that you're good at, something that's that as you're like watching somebody do it or whatever, however you learn. Some people are like, somebody can learn from reading a book. I have photogenic memory, so me watching somebody do something is a lot easier for me to learn, right? Well, as my dad would be working, I would be watching him, and I'm like, oh, I can do this. Like, he would be reading Prince, right? You know, and I'm like, I got it. I know what that means. And it was just easy for me. So I just went from there. And that's what I've been doing. But he is one that I don't really know, you guys, because I love my dad, and if it wasn't for him, you know, I wouldn't have that opportunity. But at the same time, I feel like he wants me to do good, just not better than him. And I feel like he'll do whatever it takes to keep me from being better than him, especially where he was when he was my age. I think he does, like, he can, because he's, you know, compares. I didn't have nothing when I was your age, and I'm like, that don't mean shit about me. You know what I mean? Like, let me go, let me fly, because y'all ain't pulling my wings off no more. And that's the whole word from somebody else. If you're get strategic about it and get the hell away from them. And I guarantee it, your absence is not only going to be felt, but it's going to be crippling to most of these narcs because of your life. You've been basically giving your vitality to them, and their fate's already sealed. They chose that. They chose their fate, not you, not God. We have free will. You can choose what path to go down. At any time, in my opinion. But to me, like, my life, I made a covenant, and I made it's all it is, and that's, I live, breathe, and eat it. Am I always good? No, but I try to be better than I was yesterday. I do my best, you know what I mean, to be better than who I was yesterday. I'm not comparing out here from nobody, and I'm not judging nobody, and I'm not being a hypocrite either. You know what I mean? I would never want to be a hypocrite or seem like I'm full of shit or nothing like that, because I'm not. I mean, I'm not. But just because you might be slipping and falling and dipping and dabbling in things that you internally you know you don't want to do, or you don't want to be like that anymore, that doesn't mean God is you're not disqualified. No, it's a process. It's a process, you guys, and this process is no easy joke. When you face yourself, you have enough balls to face yourself by yourself, sober, if you've had that, you know, spirit of addiction in your life. That right there takes some strength. And that's what I had to do, because I was fine. I was doing fine. I'd been doing fine. And this little voice came into my ear, and it's like it wanted to go get screwed up, right? And I'm like, and I stopped. I mean, I almost naturally went with it like I normally would, but I'm like, I don't want to. And all hell broke loose within my own mind, because that was me facing my demon head on, because it wasn't going to roll over me anymore. I didn't want to. So, you know, I was telling it, you're going to have to bow down, or one of us has got to go. And that's how intense it was. But, you know, that was a while ago, you guys. It sounds crazy to some people, I'm sure, but to those that's made to hear, you know, you guys will hear. And I do love you guys, and I appreciate the gift you sent, Jagger. And till next time, you guys, I'll be back on whenever. I'm trying to get back on more, but you guys gotta understand, I go through my own stuff too, and it takes a lot of energy to keep. You get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna get me down. That's what you got. You just it comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. This getting pushed down and getting back up. The knives you got, pull it out of your back and keep going. Pull it out and keep going. Keep going. You don't need nobody. You got the Most High. Your cup is being filled from the Most High source. You don't need nobody. But your discernment knew. And that's why you get mad at yourself. Because you're like, I knew better. I knew better to trust that person. And then you get mad at yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive that person. Pull the knife out and keep it rolling. That's all you can do. And just know that better's coming. You're making room for better. A better you. A better, whatever. Better's coming. I had to move out of the territory at first. And I'm ready to move again. But, we move in silence. You know what I mean? We don't sit up here and tell our enemies, what we're doing. Especially with what I've been on. I've had a real just angry, not really angry, just fed up. I'm fed up with the bullying, with me myself. I'm not a kid no more. You know what I mean? And I've had to say that a lot to a lot of people. Besides, I said it in a lot more aggressive way. Because I'm not that kid no more. And they're not going to bully me like I'm that kid no more. I got me now. You know what I mean? I'm an adult. I'm no longer a kid. I got me to intercede for that kid that, that was always bullied by their parents or their elders. Weirdos. What kind of elder does that? It just don't make no sense to me. I would never bully my own child or be jealous of my own child or cut her hair off or anything like that. That's just horrible. That was my treatment. I was never allowed to be Caitlin. I always had to be a different name or this or that. And my hair, always cutting my hair off and always trying to take my identity from me. Don't let them take your identity. You get it back. You get it back. You get it back through your manufacturer, the one that created your ass. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. I have been. And I always try to, but I also try to meet the ones that are dead. You know what I mean? Without bringing it up just yet. Because some people are tired of hearing it. And I get it. I currently don't have a church that I go to. I feel like I am the church. And I feel you are the church. Like, individually, we are the temple. We each are that church. A lot of it is, okay, say I was a pastor. I was deemed a pastor somewhere. If Sunday was coming up and I was getting my Sunday sermon together, right? With the actual Sabbath is today. The calendar starts on Sunday. That means that would be the Monday. The last day of the week is today. They tricked us. That's another reason I know God's real. Why? How come they tricked us over to mock Him constantly with everything? That's what made it real to me. I was ready to say I can't believe I got banned again. Do they ban me for no reason on here all the time? But whatever. Have you ever met yourself? I'm starting to. Why? That's crazy. That's a crazy question. Have I ever met myself? Maybe I should focus on that tonight. Meeting myself. Maybe it'd make it better. I'm just humble, guys. I know who I am, but I don't want to... I humble myself before the Lord and the Lord alone, but I know what too much pride can do to a person. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what this means, co-host. I don't know what that means. So I don't know what half the shit means, guys. I'm a millennial, and I was called to the platform. I didn't think of it. I always knew I could if I wanted to, but I never thought about doing this for God. God was like, whoa, tough shit, because that's what they're doing. No, it was my free will. I chose to do it. I didn't have nothing left. Yeah, I had materials. I had nice things, and I had, and I've always worked hard for everything I've ever had. Always worked hard for it. But I was still missing something. And I still find myself missing that. There's something in there missing. But that's why I keep seeking. It's that hunger. that hunger that keeps me alive. Keeps me alive, guys. So identify yourself with that hunger if you have it, and allow it to bulldoze over any obstacle in your path, because God don't want no punk on his team. Let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? I wouldn't think so anyway. But Satan and his army, they're built on lies. They're crumbling right now as we speak, because what kind of kingdom can stand on lies? None. That's why the righteous shall reign again. That's why it's important to be righteous, and righteous within your heart, within your intentions. Are you helping the homeless man just to get a like on your Facebook or whatever? Or are you doing it just because you genuinely feel bad for the dude and know that you too could be in that, predicament? Always get your, check your heart. Say circumcise my heart. That means scar tissue. He's cutting the scar tissue off your heart, making it soft again, making it childlike again, so you can give again, so you can receive again, so you can be you again. Okay? I love you guys. Till next time, stay prayed up, stay strapped in the word and in the physical if you want, and stay up, but not too late. Love y'all. Thanks for watching.